Hey everybody, welcome to episode 9 of Penny Cook's Mom's Cookbook, and today we're doing a couple of salad dressings. Well, not actually salad dressings, but a salad dressing and an accompaniment to an artichoke. So anyways, the first recipe that we have is salad dressing red. Hey, new apron, like that? Yeah, Bucky's. Yeah. It's a Texas thing. Anyways, half cup mayonnaise or prepared salad dressing, Miracle Whip. Miracle Whip was never in my house, so it's mayonnaise. Mayonnaise. 2 tablespoons of ketchup. Garlic salt and pepper. To taste, a few drops of lemon juice. Don't come after me. I'm currently out of lemons. Mix all ingredients well. Let stand about 10 minutes. Mix again. Add to salad. So, I'm not gonna measure this. I'm just gonna eyeball it because I'm kind of low on things, and this mayonnaise is one of the things I'm kind of low on. So, my husband's been complaining that I have too many condiments. So, this is just a good excuse to use up the remnants of this mayonnaise container. So, I think that's about all she wrote. You know, if you don't have mayonnaise, you can stretch it by adding some yogurt to it if you want to thin it down a little bit. But that puppy is done. So, you could also use Kewpie mayo if you want. Kewpie mayo is a little bit sweeter, so you're going to end up with something that tastes a little more like, salad dressing. So, she said a little bit of ketchup. Few drops of lemon juice, salt and pepper to taste, garlic salt, and I like to add just a little extra garlic because I like things garlicky, and then stir it up. And I think we can probably go with just a tiny bit more ketchup because it's not that red. So, a little drop more. So there you go. Mom's red salad dressing. Now, the second recipe that she is offering is what's known as artichoke dressing. Now, currently, back here, I can't really see it, but see that big silver pot? I've got an artichoke going. Now, for those of you who may or may not be familiar with artichokes, I'll tell you all about them in just a sec. But it's going. It needs to cook for maybe about 30-35 minutes, and then once it's done, we're going to use this dressing to eat the leaves. So, the first thing, again, she says mayonnaise, salt and pepper to taste. Mix well. If you want to cut salt, use crushed garlic and just seasoned salt. Vinegar and oil number 2 in a jar and tight-fitting lid. Pour a 1/4 cup oil, add pepper, garlic salt, and or seasoning salt, and shake well. Add a 1/3 cup vinegar or lemon juice or combination. Shake well. So I think Mom's giving me a couple of different recipes in one spot, but I'm not really sure what she's talking about. So, anyways, I will have to decipher that one. But, dressing for your artichoke. Again, some mayonnaise, salt, well, pepper. Now, I like a ton of pepper. I think pepper is just awesome in this particular dish. And then, what did she say? She said mayonnaise, salt, and pepper to taste. So, a little bit of salt. And there you go. That's your dipping sauce to go with your artichoke once it's all cooked. So those are today's recipes, and we'll see you in a little bit when the artichoke comes out and we put this all together. So back in a bit. So, for those of you who may or may not be familiar with this interesting little green jobby, this is what's known as an artichoke. It's a bit of a delicacy, and it is a member of the thistle family. So, you know when you're driving along the roadside and you see those big purple floofy flower thingies, or, you know, an icon of Scotland, that's basically the little brother of this guy. Now, if you are growing these in your yard and you allow them to flower, you will get a giant purple flower, and it'll do the same thing as its little cousin does. So to go along with Mom's recipe for artichoke dip, I'm going to show you how to prepare an artichoke. So the first thing you're going to need is you're going to need a good sized pot. Now you can also do this in the Instapot. You can also do it in the microwave. It's totally up to you, whatever makes you happy. But you're going to need a pot that's big enough that can handle the whole artichoke. So the next thing you're going to do is cut off the stem and a good bit. And you're also going to get rid of these little baby leaves down here. Now, there's other techniques of preparing an artichoke. They do have a little barb here on the ends in some varieties. This particular variety doesn't have it, but it can get a little sticky. So sometimes people will take their scissors and they'll cut off all of the tips. They'll go in here, they'll take out the center core, and, you know, eat it that way, or, you know, be fancy with it. But, you know, for demonstration purposes and for Mom's recipe, we're just gonna do it fancy. So, not fancy, but anyway, so here on the bottom, what I like to do is just cut an X, and that, for some reason, I'm sorry, that's how my mom did it, and I think it expedites the cooking process. I don't really know. You're gonna need a steamer basket, so put the steamer basket in the pot, put the artichoke in the steamer basket, fill it up with a couple inches of water, and make sure it doesn't go dry. Cook it for about 25 to 30 minutes, and you're going to get to the point where these leaves will just fall off. Okay, so right now, it's not there. So I'll see you in about 20 minutes when it's soft. So, ta-ta for now. Okay, the artichoke's been cooking for about 30 minutes, so we're going to test it and see if it's ready. So you're going to take off the lid, and you're going to grab a leaf and see how easily it pulls out. So that just came right out, and so that means that this artichoke is done. So we're going to let it set for a little bit until it's cool enough to handle, and then we're going to enjoy ourselves some artichoke. Okay, so we've taken the artichoke out of the water because it's now cool enough to handle, and I cut it in half so you can see the interior, and as you can see, there's this little flower that's in the middle of it. And the way that they got the name choke is that down here is a whole bunch of little hairs that are rather unpleasant. So what you want to do is just get in there and remove the choke part, or you can just eat it outside in, and then when you get to the heart, so like, you know, you've seen canned artichoke hearts, that's the heart, is this part right here, and that's the best part. So when you eat an artichoke leaf, what you're going to do, all you want to eat is this tiny little fleshy part down here, because the rest of it is a lot of fiber that can be a bit unpleasant. So we're going to dip it in Mom's artichoke dip, and the thing is that you're just going to grab it between your teeth and pull off the flesh, just like that. So that's all you're going to eat. It's just that little tail end. And then when you get to the choke bit, or since you've removed the choke and you get down to the heart, this is literally your grand prize. Now, I will tell you a story. This couple, the husband had never had artichokes before, and the wife would serve artichokes, And then when he got down to this part, she would take the tray away. And then she would enjoy this all herself. I think they ended in a divorce. I'm not too sure. But anyways, so I took Mom's red dressing and I made myself a little layered salad. So I've got some romaine in there. I've got some bell peppers, a little bit of bacon bits, and some sriracha on top. And here we have Mom's artichoke dip. And I'm going to enjoy me some more artichokes. Well, that's, my friends, how you do artichokes. So, anyways, that's it. And, oh, I wanted to say something. My cousin Susie posted this great picture of my mom with all of her sisters, with the exclusion of one sister. And the thing that was really cute about the picture is that, you know, as adults, people come into our lives based on their timeline. So my mom was in her 30s when she had me. And so I have no concept of my mom as a young bride or as a child or a teenager or anything like that. And so to see a picture of my mom with her sisters and my Aunt Bertha was pregnant in the picture, it was just kind of like, you know, they were all young women at one point. And you just kind of like put people into their timeline. But my cousin Dina asked the question how my parents met, because like I said, you know, my dad was this Gabacho, Wyoming cowboy guy, and my mom was this little Mexican girl from Azusa, California. Well, my dad, after World War II, he got a job in the aerospace industry at a company called Aerojet. And my mom had a job there as a switchboard operator. Now, I posted a little video of Auntie Mame using a switchboard because, you know, we're all into our cell phones. Barely anyone under 20 even knows what a handset is, you know, for a telephone. And so, you know, a switchboard is a really, really foreign concept. So basically what it was it was a giant plug connected to a whole bunch of little holes, and you would take the plug and you'd stick it in the hole, and you'd take the plug out and you'd stick it in the other hole, and that would make the connection. And the outside operator would call in, you would connect to the outside operator, usually had a headset, you know, and you did that all day. Well, my mom started to notice this light, and it kind of lit things up for her. And so she'd be all, hello, Mr. Pounds, how can I help you? And Mr. Pounds would be all, hey, can you connect me to blah, blah, blah? And Mom would go, sure, Mr. Pounds, I'd be more than happy to take care of you. Click, you know, or whatever, you know. I don't know how the conversations went, but, you know, that's how I do it. But anyways, so one day her girlfriend takes my mom to the cafeteria at Aerojet, and she says, hey, you know, do you want to see red pounds? And so, you know, she points out red pounds, and my mom's like, but Mom was looking at somebody else. And her friend goes, no, the short redhead guy. And Mom's like, oh, okay, you know, because, you know, Dad wasn't a bad looking guy. He looked like Van Johnson. Look him up. So anyways, they started dating, and Dad was dating people the whole time he was dating my mom. And so one night, my dad brings my mom home from a date, as the story goes. And my Uncle Raymond is at the house, and he's a little tipsy. And he gets into a fight with my dad, telling my dad that, you know, he needs to either, you know, show up or shut up, you know. And my dad's all, you know, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm going to marry your sister. And Mom's like, you all? And Uncle Raymond's all, you are? And Dad's all, yeah. And so that's how they came to be, and that's how the four of us came to be. So anyways, so that's your story for today. I hope you enjoyed these salad dressings. I know I'm going to enjoy mine with my lunch. And so until next time, don't forget, I love you, and ta-ta for now.